Top 5 Tabletop Role-Playing Games. Number 5. Based on the TV show from the Fox network, Firefly first premiered on September 20th, 2002 and was later cancelled after showing 11 episodes, but the show has a huge cult following that persuaded them to make a movie called Serenity. Developed by Margaret West Productions Limited, in 2005 the game was a better look into the universe of Firefly, where the players could play as a crew from the TV series or make up their own and create new stories or adventures. Firefly uses the Cortex system and is based more on role-playing and backstories than racking up a high body count. The system of Cortex uses all standard dice from D4 to D12, where you roll the dice and add the skill and the ability to get the desired result. The perfect idea for this game, or using the Cortex system, is that where the player can use plot points to change the outcome of the game's story. The points are used to change something in the storyline and enables the players to affect the story as long as it's nothing too big, but used more for role-playing and not to get over on the GM. Number 4. Based on the works of William Gibson and Bruce Sterling, this game was first published in 1988 from R. Tessorian Games. Cyberpunk has no elves or magic, but has intensive creation of artificial intelligence, cybernetics, and modifications for a character to enjoy. The game is mostly a combat-oriented game with such terms as Friday Night Firefight, where the rules go into detail on how to make the game more lethal, and the players have to figure out how not to get shot in the process. The setting is the same as Shadowrun, where mega corporations rule the land, but is only really set between San Francisco and Los Angeles. Martial law was declared by the United States and let the corporation run amok in the process, where the players come into play. Number 3. Developed by the FASA Corporation from 1989 until early 2001, then sold to WizKids after FASA closed its door, then licensed to FanPro, a German company, and finally to Tops 2003, or Catalyst Game Labs. This game has it all: magic, guns, mages, cybernetics, orcs, elves, and computers, to say the least. Shadowrun is currently set in 2077, and mega corporations have taken over and are the real powers. The players are called runners, sent on missions or runs to steal data, wet work, or cause mayhem to anything or anyone. The runners are sent out by Johnsons, or employers from various companies or interests. The game used to have a real problem, as one player was called a hacker, where he or she would break into computer systems and steal files or open doors. This led to the stop of the game for everyone else, as the game master had to run a separate mission, leaving the other players sitting around, but was fixed in 4th edition, being simple and a lot faster. Number 2. Champions was first published in 1981 under Hero Games. Based on comic characters, this game system was unique as it had no dice were used for character creation, but was purchased on points. You had to buy powers, skills, and abilities. This was so the game master would have a set point limit for the adventure, so the players could spend that many points on their characters. But the system was so the more powers you have, the more disadvantage you had to pay off the positive points. The game uses the D6 for hit and general dynamics. Most other game systems of the time use more dice than this. Currently it's on its 6th edition. Number 1. Being the first game that started it all for almost everyone back in the 70s, and was called Chainmail before the change in name. It was first a miniature combat system, then in 1974 was published as Dungeons & Dragons by Tactical Studies Rules, or TSR for short, and led to the creation of other games with the same system, such as Gamma World, Star Frontiers, and Boot Hill. Dungeons & Dragons was a brainchild of Gary Gygax, who later died March 4, 2008, and with his invention of Dungeons & Dragons, it has transformed everyone to see other possibilities of other games, movies, TV shows, and writing in general. Later on, the company was bought out by Wizards of the Coast, and then in 2000 had the ingenious idea to make it an open gaming license, so any company could make rules or modules for the game, using the same 3rd edition system. This opened up so many doors for players or companies alike to change or make up anything they wanted by only limited by their imagination. This open gaming license formed the basis of the D20 system.